Hi everyone, Rich here, Rich Maxwell channel. Today we're doing a video about installing AC into my Vivaro campervan. So this is my old Vivaro. The van is a 2005. It was a typical builder's van when I bought it, and threw a lot of work on it, made it into a pop-top, full-on campervan, nicely converted. But only thing is, now that it's hot, finding it's a bit unbearable, both drive and sleep in. So we've got this kit, bought from eBay. Has condenser, compressor, all these bits. So plan is that all this is going to be mounted underneath the van. This is the blower part, which will be under the rock and roll bed here. So it won't take up much space in the living area, and it will blow out cold air both when we're traveling and when we're on an electric hookup pitch. We can just have it running all night long because we've got a 50 amp AC to DC charger. We've got a 200 amp hour battery, so that should give enough power to keep it all charged and keep it running for a couple of hours of driving, or maybe 3 hours. I think these things do draw quite a bit of power, so you can't just keep them on all the time every time we're driving, but it should make some of the really hot days a bit more bearable. So the full kit includes the radiator, or I think it's a condenser or evaporator, I don't really know, fan. And this is the evaporator, I think, goes inside the van. So that's where it's going to be blowing out all the cold air. It's a compressor. We've got the lines. The lines are all got their attachments on. I'm going to be making these lines a bit shorter though, because they come at, I think, 3 meters long, and the way I'm doing it, I'm not going to need that much length to them. First up then, we've got the van all off the air so we can get to see what's underneath and get working on it. Got axle stands as backup for the wheel ramps. I put some chocks on the front wheels to stop the van potentially rolling forward. I think it will, because the handbrake seems good and it's in gear, but got to be safe when jacking up a vehicle like this. Right, instructions with this are pretty awful. Having to figure out which hose goes to what, just because I want to check the angles that they're going in at, and that it's going to be possible ultimately to connect it all up properly. So you can kind of tell that these two go to the compressor because of the specific fixings that they've got. And then all these other hoses, well, they've got different size connectors. So I've worked out this one goes here, and then we'll go to the evaporator unit in the van. Goes to there. That fatter one comes out there. We'll go to the compressor. This one goes on the other side of the compressor and into there. I'm going to be shortening these lines, but I just want to make sure the angles are all right so the bits can be mounted properly, so they're not going off in a weird 90-degree bend or something like that, which would stop me getting the compressor in my intended place. Okay, underneath my van, this is how it looks. We've got no spare wheel, so I think we're going to get the evaporator around here. The exhaust is just over here, so I want to keep that heat as much as possible away from the AC system. I've got some mounts from the old spare wheel. They might come in useful for this, but this part is part of the suspension, so it does move, so I can't really go under there with things, as this could hit off them. Maybe you can get some lines under there, but it's going to be around there where I want the hoses going into the actual van, and that will go into the back of the evaporator unit. Yeah, as is typical with Chinese stuff, the holes for the fan don't really line up that well with the holes on the I think it's the evaporator, this bit. So what we're doing is just putting these 2 bolts in for now, just to hold it all together. And then the bolts that go through the floor of my van to mount this will also secure into it, and be even more security to hold it all together. But for now, just having them all as one unit is going to make it easier for me to line up and put it under the van. Okay, here's how we're looking then. So we've got these brackets mounted on. So this has a bit of a tilt, because essentially this is meant to be upright like that. So I think that keeps, I don't know, refrigerant in the bottom of it, rather than having it spin around the whole system. But obviously I'm mounting it pretty much flat underneath the van. So having it like that, when it's upside down, that's going to mean that side is slightly lower, to hopefully have it all working good. Okay, next up then, we've got everything ready to put this condenser under the van. I can see where the rock and roll bed bolts go in behind there, so that's giving me a good idea of where it's not going to hit anything when I drill the holes. So I think we're going to be okay getting this mounted pretty much under the rock and roll bed. The compressor will have to go somewhere a bit further up, and then the pipe work between it, and pipes into the van cables into the van, and then we should be all set. So to mount it in the van, we're gonna have these nice coach bolts, so not much of a head to them to see when we're looking behind the van. Nothing jaggedy that we're gonna catch anything on. They're gonna pop through. This will be screwed on, nice and solid. Here's where we're at then. We have condenser mounted. So it's going through these coach bolts, through the floor, into there. Got not a lot of room for this part here. This hose is going to have to come off here and go around. I don't know if that's a 90-degree hose or just a straight one, but yeah, that's how it all mounts on. As I said, it is tilted, so this half, in the bottom half, tilts downward to hopefully make it as efficient as possible. AC pipes coming out there, cables which are going to be shortened down, go to this unit, that will go to the battery, 2 big long AC lines that again will be cut down. So basically I'm getting into a state where I've done everything underneath the van. So here we are, compressor with my little brackets that I made. The AC lines are running over the top of the exhaust, but I've put some heat-proof tape stuff around, fiberglassy stuff, really horrible to use. Electrical cables going around here, and then up at the back into the cab, well, the hab area, you might say. Just getting a little cover on the electrics, that's how they go together. You've got 3 wires from the unit at the top that go to the controls, 2 big battery wires, and then 2 wires that go to the fan on the condenser at the back. And here's the condenser on the back. So I've got my lines on this side. Initially I made a mistake putting them on this side and wouldn't be able to get them in. And yeah, everything goes in here. Got a bit of plastic pipe around it, so there's no sharp edges that will wear away at anything. Everything's nicely cable tied and routed to be all safe and not get caught on anything, hopefully. So that's good. Obviously don't cable tie anything to this because that moves its suspension. A bit concerned that's going to rub there, so I need to cable tie that down here and then all set. So the install will mostly be quite neat with not much showing, but yeah, it's all going to be under this bed unit, and then we've got a panel that goes in front that I'm going to adapt to have the aircon unit quite covered up. Annoyingly, I had to do some coach bolts through the floor, so I'm always going to have those showing there. I do use a mat in the van, so it's not too bad. I can get over that, and certainly it's worth it to have AC. Next step in the build is going to be cutting these lines down. These AC lines are way too long for what I need, so just cut these 2 down, ferrule them up again using the tool that I've bought off Amazon, attach them on here, attach a drain, and then near enough done. I need to make a little sort of panel for these 2 switches. So we've got one that controls the speed and one that's, I think it's pretty much on off or temperature. So obviously I'll just always be set to low because it's not doing heat, this one, it just does AC only. But yeah, it's been quite a fiddly job this. A lot of things to consider getting it done. Yeah, well worth having the van on ramps with these mats down. If you look to do the same thing, I'd probably try not to route the AC pipes anywhere near the exhaust because that fiberglass stuff that I had to put around the lines is horrible. It is, yeah, just really dusty, glassy stuff that gets in your skin. Really itchy and aggravating. The little brackets that I've made from cut strips of wood look okay, bit janky, but they should do the job. They seem really strong. And yeah, when I've got the AC gas up tool, I can gas up the lines and have this baby running. Okay, so it's the next day on my aircon install, and next thing to do is shorten these lines down. I just managed to cut this part off. I had to slice through the ferrule that surrounds it, like this one, with a grinder to take it off. So I'm going to shorten the line down, put it back in, and then I've got a new crimp to go on and a crimping machine. So hopefully I can figure out how that works. And if you're looking to crimp your AC lines, this is the tool that you need. So here's where we're at now. Hoses to the AC unit in here, shortened down, ready to be connected up. And then on the internals, we've also got this cable, which connects up on the back here. to this. I want to shorten this cable though because it's very long at the moment. It doesn't need to be that long. Then also this cable is the one that goes to the main battery. So it's already got a fuse in there, and it's got some spare fuses included in the set, so that's quite handy. These are the actual controls for the AC unit in the van, so to turn it on and off. So I need to lengthen these wires because they're pretty short at the moment. I think they're designed to just be like set pretty much next to the unit, but my intention is to mount this under here and have these controls on the wall here. I'll make a 3D printed panel of some sort to house these as well, and then I won't have to have so much chopped out of the wall and have to worry about how deep these go, because that looks quite a deep unit overall with all the connectors on it. Some other bits I've had to do on the back here. So there's this drain hose, I had to cut that down, put the T on it, and then that's going to go hopefully into my little hole in the floor that everything's coming through from underside of the van, and that just lets any condensation drain out of this. Had to tighten this little ground nut up, that was totally loose. Those are the connectors that the AC lines will go onto, and normally that's an elbow. I mean, it would have been great if that was straight and that one that it attaches to is straight, but I think I can make it work with the elbow unit. It looks like there's potential to slacken that off and nudge it around a bit if needed. To attach this to the floor, the kit comes with these brackets. What I've done is I've just bent that one round so that it will go onto this nut here and screw into the floor. We do it that way up so that it's all nice and concealed. Where we've ended up then, we've got the evaporator unit, the internal unit, bolted in down there. The lines have run into it. Just got to do a hole for the drain, and I need to connect the battery up. And then we've got the switches there that I need to 3D print some sort of mounting for. And then got my little baseboard that runs along here that's going to be making it all look a bit neater and tidier. So we're nearly there. Yeah, that's to connect up, and I've got a new AC to DC charger, 60 amp hour one, to power this when we're parked on electric hookups. So hopefully it's going to keep us nice and cool. Hey everyone, this is the following weekend on my AC install on my campervan. So just starting the process of gassing it. So we've got the vacuum gauges, well, the AC manifold gauges. Just ran them for a few minutes just to get the pressure to -30. So then we leave it for half an hour, make sure it still reads the same, and then we know there's no leaks in the system. Also, off the back of feedback on Facebook, I have created a bit more of a gap for the condenser and the fan. So I've just used the studs, put some extra bolts on, a bolt on there, a bolt there and a bolt there, so that there's a bit more of a gap with cut inches at end and around about 5 or 6 inches on this end. Well, it's about 20 minutes later, looking good on the vacuum. Looks like it's held its negative pressure, so that means there's no leaks in the AC system. The other thing I did while that was checking out was installed the drainage line. So that's just let condensation out, so it's just going to go through that little hole, drain under the van. The thing I forgot to mention was this fan blows outwards by default, so it goes that way. So what I've done is I've switched the polarity of the wires so that it will blow inward, because when we're driving it's going to be pushing air this way. So to make it more efficient, have the air sucked in that way, blowing out that way, should cool this down better. Okay, this bit of the process is just leaving the vacuum pump running for about half an hour. That's going to suck all the air and potential moisture out of the system before we gas it up. So I've got 2 of these gas canister things, these R34A top-up things. So yeah, so that's R134A I should say. So that's going to gas up the system and hopefully get us blowing cold air. So inside, the system looks like this still. Just got the switches dangling, so I do need to sort those out. I've got my baseboard plate that kind of goes in front of all this. I'm going to have to adjust this to make a bit more space for this vent on the end. Oh, you probably hear a bit of noise in the background there. That's just the AC vacuum pump. But these are the connections. So you have a high and a low side. They can only attach on one port, so you can't go wrong with them really. And just match up the gauges and the colours. And it'll be fine to evacuate the system, vacuum it all out. and then gas it up. My Facebook posts about this system have had a bit of negativity about the power it draws and about the air circulation underneath, but ultimately I bought this to use predominantly when we're on an electric hookup campsite, which is usually where we stay because my wife likes to use air dryer and air straighteners, so we use the expensive electric hookup sites. So really it's same as running a little electric fire, so it'll use about 1000 watts, a few amps really on a 16 amp hookup. DC ampage is different to AC ampage, so although it will take between 40 and 60 DC amps, yeah, AC amp wise it's about 3 amps. You can work out the wattage into amps by the wattage is just the voltage times amps, so 230 volts. So if it's 1000 watt power, divide that by 230, so that's about 5 amps on AC. And I've got a 60 amp DC charger, so when I'm on electric hookup that should be more than enough to keep the battery powered. And bear in mind the AC system will use a lot of current at first, and then when it gets to temperature, when it gets the van cold, it will power itself down a bit to maybe like 20 amps draw, so that will, being on hookup, mean that the batteries can charge back up and run the AC pretty much indefinitely. So we're gassing the system now. Got my little top-up can. Got the gauges at the ready. So the way we do this, twist this down. Wear glasses and gloves to do this. Yeah, you twist it down, then twist it back. That's going to get the coolant flowing into the hose. Doesn't have a bleed nipple on this, so that means I'm just going to twist off the valve slightly until I feel a bit of refrigerant coming through. That means all the air's gone out of the line. Now we open up the blue one. That's going to start allowing our gas in. Can literally see it flowing through on the little optical part there. The pressure rising up as it fills up. Didn't fully open the blue bit, didn't do it slowly. Shaking up the can, turn it upside down a bit, keep it all flowing through. Likely be able to see when it's empty, as there won't be any liquid on that sight glass then. The system should apparently get to about 50 psi. I think we're just about empty. Nothing more coming through the sight. That's done. Here it is, system is running. That is blowing cold air, that's for sure. There's a little status light. I think green LED means nothing wrong. In the manual it does tell you what they all mean. Yeah, that feels really nice and cold. That's really good, pleased with that. Okay, on my display, this is what we're drawing. Important questions that everyone keeps asking. So it's full sun at the moment, no car running. So we're drawing in solar. So the solar might be adding maybe 15, 20 amps. And then we're drawing 33. And as it stands, we could run this for nearly 6 hours non-stop right now. So not bad. Right, so the install's done. Here's how it's all looking then in the cab. I have a control box just here, this little box made, carpet lining around it, little piece of black ply at the top, just spray painted black, and then the controls are just there. So we've got the one that's for the temperature and the one that's for the air. Underneath here, the blowers, cables had to extend a bit, so just crimped connections to extend them, adding a bit of wiring going to that. This baseboard will be on there to cover up the wiring even more, but it doesn't quite line up with one of the blowers, so I need to just trim a bit further over with it, work out how I'm going to do that, and then I can refit the baseboard. I think it will easily cool this little space, this little van, when we're moving or parks up, so I'm pretty pleased with it. Controls here, so nobody in the night can accidentally knock them on, hopefully. No easy reach, whether we're in bed mode or just driving along. My son will be sat here in the back. He can turn on the air for us.
Right, I've been sat editing that video, and a mistake I've made is I haven't filmed a bit of an outro part. So everyone, please like, subscribe to the video. It will really be much appreciated to get another couple of subscribers from this. I don't earn any money from YouTube or sponsorship deals or anything like that. Just a small creator trying to help people out really. And I didn't see much content about these AC units on YouTube in campervans, so I thought I'd put this together and try and help people out. If you're not confident in what you're doing, don't copy what I've done. It's not necessarily a how-to guide. I'm not an expert on AC systems or anything like that. I'm just a DIYer that gets stuck in and has a go at things. But yeah, if you like the content, hopefully you'll join me for more stuff. And as I say, it'll just inspire me to keep going and making more content like this and more DIY project videos. Okay, bye everyone. Have a great day.